Hey, it's a serious matter. Where founder Igbo Youth Movement and Secretary Eastern Consultative Assembly Evangelist Elliot Ugochukwu Uko has described as distasteful attempt by spin doctors to blame the Igbo for looting and destruction of property by hoodlums in Lagos on Wednesday. Uko, who reacted to the propaganda in a statement on Thursday, noted, however, that the spin doctors would fail. He emphasized that what happened in Lagos and how it started in common knowledge, and thus those pushing conspiracy theories would not succeed. The very distasteful strategy by certain heartless spin doctors to manipulate the minds of Nigerians with a lie from the pit of hell that Igbo youths are responsible for the Youth Day of Rage Wednesday in Lagos is shameful and scary, Uko said. This type of mind bringing might this type of mind bending might have worked before the advent of this insensitive and directionless government, but not today. Nobody will ever believe their cheap but vicious false narrative. Their usual age-long blackmail of Ndigo has expired. Even the blind understand clearly that the rage against the gory massacre of unarmed, defenseless young folks at Lekki Tollgate on Tuesday unleashed bottled up anger against certain overlords who have hitherto held Lagos hostage for over 2 decades now. Survivors of the Lekki massacre now who turned to the light at the toll gate. They now who ordered the removal of the CCTV cameras. They also know who was struggling to convince Aso Villa that he was not behind the youth protest ab initio. The spontaneous reaction of Nigerian youth to the Lekki massacre represents their rejection of the continued endless oppression in the land. The hopelessness in the land where life has become so cheap spurred the anger in the land. The bad governance, nepotism, and mediocrity are all part of it. The younger generation are clearly frustrated. They revolted in rejection of endless killings in the land and the insensitivity of the leadership to their plight. Those plotting to turn it into an ethnic affair have failed this time. Nobody is stupid enough to believe such idiotic narrative. They are working on dividing the protesters along ethnic lines is childish. Scheming to grow anti-Igbo emotions in Lagos is reprehensible. Alleging that Igbo youth carried out the rage in Lagos on Wednesday is wicked, ruthless, but clearly unbelievable. Everyone knows it's a cheap but horrible lie. The spinners ought to know that nobody will believe that Igbo boys know Sanwo-Olu's family home and the entrance to the palace of the Oba of Lagos. No normal human being will believe that Yoruba youth were folding their hands watching Igbo youth burn down Yoruba property. The evil spine doctors behind the spin to heap the blame on Indigo should cover their heads in shame. They should stop pretending that they do not know that Lagosians want to breathe from the ruthless dominance of a heartless landlord. That they believe that the only way to save their sinking master is to cleverly heap the blame on innocent and peace-loving Igbo, actually confirm they are ruthless in holding the future and destiny of Lagosians hostage forever. Well, the youth think 21 years of bondage is enough. The spin doctors who are suggesting that Igbo youth inspired the operation with late 1965 and early 1966 burnt down Akin Omo Boriowo's house in 1983, burnt Alao Ari Shekola's car inside the university campus in the 1990s, while Yoruba youth watched, should be ashamed of themselves. Their vicious lies anchored on Igbo hating and Igbo baiting cannot fly. Honestly, that is just it. I don't know whether I don't know whether people of or notable people will be saying that. We want them to come out and say that maybe those who do not want anything. I just believe maybe they are just trying to shift the blame. They are not even like I've been saying it. They are not even blaming Tinubu. They have their man as a vice president. What did he say? And they left. They couldn't even say anything after many days. After 24 hours, after 24 hours, that is when the vice president came up and began to. He couldn't even say meaningful thing. They are Jagaban now. It's nowhere to be found. Whether it's in Paris, whether it's in London, we don't know. They can't even answer that question. They can't even look for him. Say, come and rescue us. You are part of this government that you are supposed to. The people you said they don't know how to play politics, they don't even have say in the government. You are blaming them, and those your people who have a because it's really shameful for people to be selling out these narratives. Very, very shameful, honestly. If they know they shame, they should people they shame for them. People that are bringing this and some people people are believing it and they are going with that narrative is very, very shameful to them as well. Very, very shameful to them. Well, one thing is that unbelievable, no Igbo man or woman knows the entrance of Oba of Lagos or the Sanwo-Olu's house. Not to talk of burning everything is unfair, and Igbos have never been known as violent tribe. Northerners like politics. I pity people who are falling in their trap. Okay. Why are you looking for means to bring commotion between South so as to continue to enslave the South? And I'm sure it's really coming from that place, from all these Northerners. It's really coming from them. But the people who are supposed to look better, they are not looking. Go and look for Jagaban. Ask him why. Why some people have been asking me that question, but I don't know why they want to change the narratives now, and that is very, very unfortunate. Changing the narratives now is the reason why people are really talking and say these people who are believing that or who are in the school of thought in that line, they should be ashamed of themselves.